all of that gives us something that is a wonderful thing. It gives us the ability to shift vision, strategy, and goal language, which is all connected to the organization and projects and programs, things, stuff we do, into moonshots, missions, and beliefs, connection with human, people movements. And this is something that we work on. You know, the transition from the left to the right is a really important part of the Dilyn Way framework and humanising transformation in our academy. But that is really what you're after. And I've given a very, very high level view of those things today. So those are the 5 strategies that I wanted to share with you today. The first 3 were all about human readiness, all about human readiness, that community index, that leadership profile, and, you know, really that sense of, let me go back so we can see it, that sense of the accelerators, those 3 clusters of people in our organization. Where are they? Embrace them, bring them in, open the door to transformation, let them be a part of the projects and the programs. Look beyond the obvious. It's our job as projects and program directors, as transformation leaders, to look beyond the obvious. And the way to do that is to increase our frame of reference as a habit, and to start thinking about how we can network at a cross-sectoral way so that we can collaborate and really bring those into play. And of course, the final one is experimentation. Those are the 5 strategies I want to share with everybody today. We've got a few minutes, so we've got a few more minutes to go before the end of today's leadership roundtable. But suffice to say, if there is anything that you've heard today and it resonates with you, of course, it is all information, it's all content that is shared in our Practitioner Leadership Academy, where we train practitioners like yourselves, mentors and coaches like yourselves, and modern leaders like yourselves on how to humanize transformation, to become agile at scale, and of course to accelerate success. And accelerate success is not just about on time and on budget, it's about happier people, it's about fostering community and connection. And we know that when people are happier, we are 26% more likely to be profitable as a result as organizations. So if any of that has been relevant or has resonated with you, then please do think about coming on to a one-to-one strategy session with myself, where we can chat about where you are at now, where you want to be, and how potentially the Dilyn Way framework, the Humanising Transformation framework, might be able to support you to get there. So that's what the strategy session is all about. If you haven't already booked one, then please do, and you know, just DM me in the feedback, because I'm going to be sending the video of this out to you later on today, if not tomorrow. So you'll be able to respond to that if you'd like a strategy session. And as always, just very quickly, banana skins. Every Wednesday I give you banana skins. I love banana skins. What is it? Make sure you don't slip up on these 2 things, please, please, please. The first thing is conformity. Don't conform. Don't conform to the being purist in terms of a methodology. Don't conform to the rules of the system, because the rules of the system are probably, you know, a lot of them will be legacy. And also beware of your own habits. So be open to challenging your own habits, because sometimes our habits force us to default to a certain way of thinking. Our own belief system can force us into, you know, maybe not being so courageous, etc., etc. So think about those 5 strategies and try not to slip up on these banana skins today. Alrighty, so there we go. We are just on time for today's leadership roundtable, and 5 wee strategies that you might want to think about in your practice and at the start of any transformation vision or strategy in order for you to humanize it. So I'm going to come into the room and just ask very briefly if there are any questions, any thoughts around what I've shared this morning with you.
Loads of thoughts spinning through my head, obviously. And I would have thought the biggest challenge that is faced is about the closed mindset of those people at the top, who would not allow even the thoughts around this, let alone how they would allow this into their organisation. And, you know, we've had those conversations previously, as you said, and they're so many people are closed, and so it's how to open up that conversation to then allow it all to happen within the organisation. That's the I would suggest is the biggest problem.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, and that is a really, really important comment to share. In an ideal situation, I think we would be green lighting transformation, knowing that the leaders are on board with it, but that's not the reality, is it, Dawn? Which is really what you're alluding to. I think the answer to that question is really important, though, because the answer to the question is you don't want to try and change other people, because if the door is closed, the door is closed with a particular individual. So there's two things that we should be doing. The first thing is we should be really digging deep into our own role model leadership so that we can be the change, because that gives them an opportunity to see and trust some of the future in our own behavior. So they might, you know, they might just open the door, or at least unlock it. And the other thing is go to where the door is already open. Go to where the door is already open, because it's not good for us in terms of our own psychological safety and our own well-being to keep banging on a door that's locked.
Yeah,
I think it's really important. So really, really good question. Really, really good question, and an important one. There's some beautiful work at a systems level that the New Zealand Innovation Lab did, which is around, you know, their own journey of pain towards the realization that knocking on the door that's closed, even though it's the right door, knocking on it if it's closed is not the best way to do it, because you're knocking your head against a brick wall. There are other things that you can do, and the first thing is how you serve yourself, so that they can see it and evidence it. And the second thing is, where is the door open to take another route in.